Well, there are a lot of things that make the voice unique. A part of it is the formatting that we've done. The screenplay format is just beautifully done, and it makes it very clear who is speaking to whom when. I think that's a unique feature. Some of the commentary that we have done is also unique because it not only explains some hard to understand concepts, but it also pulls people into the story itself and gets them to see themselves at times as characters in that story. It's unique as well in the translation because the translation is reliable, the translation is thorough, and at the same time, the translation is beautiful. We have tried hard, and we've worked very hard at being not only including everything that the text says, but also making sure that we've chosen the best English translation, the best English words to communicate to our audience.
In the voice, in the ancillary material, the essays, the commentary notes, everything is done in present tense. In other translations, in other Bibles, everything's in the past tense. And so when you read these essays, when you read this information in the present tense, it makes it feel more connected to your life right now, to your experience right now. It makes it feel more immediate. In other translations, it feels like this is all something that occurred in the past, that God has spoken. But in the voice, it feels like God is speaking to you now.
There are a number of things that make the voice unique. But one of the things that was really, really important to me and to Frank and to the team was that when you read the scriptures are really best when they're read aloud. They're meant for groups of people to read together. And that's part of the reason that so much of it is framed in poetry that is so beautiful. And one of the most remarkable poems in all of Scripture is found in John 1. We read it often almost like it's a formula. It becomes kind of mundane in its meter, but in the voice I feel like it comes alive. As John, who was one who felt deeply loved by Jesus, is part of what you get when you hear John tell the story. It was very clear. I think that's how all of us would have felt if we were near Jesus, like we were very much loved. John gives a personal take. And as he explains who Jesus is in the same way that other Gospels declare that Jesus is the Messiah, John says it this way. He says, before time itself was measured, the voice was speaking. The voice was and is God. And this celestial voice remained ever present with the Creator. His speech shaped the entire cosmos. Immersed in the practice of creating, all things that exist were birthed in Him, and His breath filled all things with a living, breathing light, a light that thrives in the depths of darkness, blazing through murky bottoms. It cannot and will not be quenched. As pastors and Bible study readers hopefully read this passage again, we hope that they are called to reflect again on what is the Logos. We've translated it sometimes as word, but too many have misunderstood it to be the written word. We're truly from Genesis through John through Revelation. This is the word that is speaking. It's active and speaking all things into existence. And we believe that when we're reading the Scriptures, that God is speaking directly to us. So this is part of what we hope, that every reader of the voice feels the presence of God speaking to them as they read.